Hey guys, I'm GreenFly. Welcome back. I'm going to be continuing a series that I did a wee while ago. It is pretty much the series that I had monsters and I designed them from colour. It's a series I did and I thought, you know what, I think it's time that we try and get it finished. Or at least close to finished, pretty much. If you haven't seen the last two videos, stuff like that, you can check them with the link that I'll put them somewhere, a little pop-up somewhere that you can check them out. How about we dive right into this? So pretty much the colours that we have done from the top of my head I can remember, we've done orange, we've done purple, we've done pink and we've done brown, which leaves us about 4 colours left to pick. But we don't pick them, the wheel decides which colours that we get today. 2 colours to be exact. So let us move over to the wheel. Alright, we are now at the wheel. We're here with the 4 colours like I said before. We have blue, red, yellow and green left. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get today. Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. Well, that isn't that interesting. Green, just like I am, pretty much. So, that's going to be one for our first monster. But we're going to spin it again so we know which our second one is and we can start some thinking and plotting. Okay, now that we have 3, we'll spin it again and then we can start drawing and designing our monsters. We're getting... wow, okay. We're getting yellow. So we have green and we have yellow today to make some cool monsters. And yeah, so well, we're just going to dive right into it and draw some cool and interesting monsters and try and stick with the theme of those. I can think of quite a few ways I can go for this. So yeah, let's dive right in with green. Right, we are on the very first one. We're using green, or the colour that we've gotten today. So, pretty much I had to think of a few things of what I could do with green. And one of the things I thought of was pretty much nature. Generally, nature is the first thing I generally would think of with green. And there was a few other things I could have gone with it, but then I also thought of bugs as well. You get a lot of big green bugs, especially like mantises and all this. And then I had fly traps, and then man-eater bugs and all this and stuff things, and then... there's so many ways I could have really gone with this, especially something buggy, something planty, and then I thought, why not just combine the both? It is something that has giant, like, slithing mandibles like a mantis, and it also has, like, the giant mouth of a giant fly-eater trap. Although this one doesn't just eat bugs, it also eats anything it can get its mitts on. Even things that are slightly bigger than its size, because it is very deadly, very quick. It is the two things combined for both, and it is a very, very dangerous thing to find. I would say, where would you find this? Probably something deep in the jungle. I think that would be the probably best place for it. It would kind of like be blending in with like vines and tall trees and all this, and you just wouldn't see it coming. You really wouldn't. It is literally the ultimate like trap. It is literally the one that waits, but it can, if it needs to, be on the move and strike you down from absolutely anywhere. And yeah, it's I'm so glad I'm doing this series, finishing the series, because this was so fun to kind of look at going so many different ways I could have gone with this one, especially green. It's very funny as well, because obviously I'm GreenFly. But yeah, this, I surprisingly had a really good idea where I was to go with this one. And I'm really glad that I had a general idea where I wanted to go with this one. But this is definitely a creature that it is, I guess, well, it would be, I don't know, is it like, I mean, it is living. It's definitely, it would be a living kind of like creature, kind of plantish kind of creature. And it's definitely, it's definitely one of those ones that's like, yeah, I don't know how big this would be. I would think it would be pretty big. If it's a monster, then yeah, I would say it's pretty big, pretty big. And yeah, definitely one you do not want to meet. Definitely not. I suppose unless you have a flamethrower or stuff like that, but then it's like, well, why are you going into a fucking jungle in the first place? But anyway, this is my monster design for the colour green. And like I can then try to stick with the just using the colour green in general. But here is my green monstrous design.
we've got yellow. Oh boy. Okay, so gonna be honest with you, the first thing I generally thought of is electrical creatures. Now, why am I getting that thing? My first things have popped into my head. Well, when you've played quite a few video games and stuff like that have yellow creatures, most of them are fire electricity. You know, it's like we kind of associate with the color yellow pretty much, and especially like monster designs in video games and all this is like the electrical and energy creature. And if you think of the way, electricity doesn't really have much of a, it doesn't really have a color. We can't, like, it's so fast, like it's unbelievably fast, lightning and all this, it's extremely fast. So there are cases that if we take a photo or something, we can see some color, some light. But this is like, I feel that we kind of go between the two colors. I feel of pretty much most of the time, like yellow and blue. They're the two kind of colors we see. Maybe sometimes if it's like we go like it shows something really evil, we'll go like really purple lightning, you know, that kind of thing. I always feel that's really cool. Like that just shows that's like just dark and magical energy. This I thought as well, if this thing would be, this would be fast. This would be a fast and flying creature, but I didn't just want to draw wings. I thought that would be a little bit too simple. So I thought, well, what if it was also like it goes out its body, it's got these kind of gems, like energy, like thunderous lightning gems that kind of like come out of its body as wings. So they kind of like, it can pretty much call these back in, and then when it's not using them, and then put them out. So pretty much it's able to adjust its wings to any kind of style it wants. Meaning it can be as slow as it wants if it wants. Oh, I don't know why it would want to do that. Or it can go as fast as it wants. Which would be extremely... if the other one you would sneak up, this would just hit you hard. Like, as fast as possible. Literally, the speed of a lightning bolt. It would... The sound, it would have already hit you, and the sound, you would not have heard the sound. You'd be gone, like dust. This is definitely one I had a lot of fun with. Especially going like, I could just show off the lightning balls, electricity. And I thought these were the two things that either something was completely made of like gems and all this, but like lightning. But then I thought, combine the two, and this is really what I turned out with. And there's a few ideas and inspirations I had on the top of my head with this, definitely. And yeah, overall, I'm kind of glad I went for the kind of like airborne kind of thing, because it's got so much power, so much electricity going through it, that it just can just fly with ease. And this is my yellow monster design.
There you guys have it. Green and yellow are complete. This was fantastic. This was really cool. And I'm glad that I did it. And I'm glad that I now only have 2 more to go. But that'll be for another video, those last 2 colours. Literally, I won't need the wheel for that one pretty much. But yeah, overall, glad I came back to this. Glad I came back to decide to actually finish this series. And yeah, probably the next time I'll have 2 more done. We have blue and red. Who would have thought? Those 2 colours exactly. I'll need to really try and think of something really cool and interesting with those. There's a lot of blue and red references you can do and stuff like that. There's definitely quite a lot. So yeah, really the opposite ends of kind of like lots of water and fire, that kind of thing. But anyway, these 2 I really turned out pretty good actually. I actually had a lot of ideas where I could have gone with this stuff like that. Especially with like the green, I could have thought of a few like maybe a big greenish like orcish kind of thing. Then I kind of thought of obviously nature's kind of thing as well, and there's just like so many things I could have gone. But even with the yellow as well, like first thing I thought was something electrical and energy that I've kind of seen a few times, and then there's a few other things that I kind of thought as well. But it's really cool. I always like doing these kind of things because you just never know what you'll turn up with. Honestly, it's really, really fun and really cool. So yeah, overall, this is pretty much it. This is the 2 monster designs I have done. They look pretty cool, and I look forward to doing the next 2 once I finally get around to that. But there's another project that I am currently working on, believe it or not, right now, and it's going to be very cool. I'm really looking forward to actually showing you guys. Especially this one was pretty much, I had to After looking at a few things, I realized that pretty much I didn't have everything that I need for that. But do not fret, it will be sooner than later, you shall see it. But overall, I'm really glad I came back to the series, and I will finish this completely. The last 2 will be done. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you guys' support. If you like this video, leave a comment, maybe have a like, maybe subscribe if you really enjoyed this content and want to see more things like this in the future. But anyway, I am GreenFly. It has been great to see you guys once again. And yeah, until next time, see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.